Yeah, good afternoon, all of you. Today we are going to continue with the lecture which I have done in the previous video. We have learned till the standard costing. We have done the statistical techniques, ratio analysis, and standard costing. Till the ninth point we have already discussed. So now the continuation of that tools and techniques of management accounting. Now point number 10 is marginal costing, budgetary control, analysis of financial statements, and two more are in the next slide. So let's just see what is marginal costing. Marginal costing it is just a technique which is used to fix the selling price of the product. Whenever we are trying to sell certain kind of products, the fixing of the sales price will be done with the help of marginal costing. Next is the selection of best sales mix. Now how the selling of products will be done, how it will be, one product should be, all the products will not be in the same prices in the market, right? It will be different for different products according to how much cost has been incurred in buying that product. So we have to select the best mix of those sales and determine the price of the product, and it can be done with the help of the marginal costing. Now, next is the best use of scarce raw materials or resources. So, whenever there is scarce raw materials, that means there is not much raw materials are not available in good quantity, they are scarce, then in that case the raw materials can be used in the best possible way. There should not be any wastage of the material in the organization, and at the same time there should not be any raw materials which are in excess. Also there should not be any bulk purchase of raw materials which can lead to unnecessary stock of materials which will be just wasted in the future. So in marginal costing, it helps to show the organization that the raw materials, whatever the raw materials are available in the center, or the resources available in the center, even if they are scarce, it should be properly utilized. It should be utilized to the maximum. There should not be any wastage, or there should not be any excess of those materials. And next is to take make or buy decision. Make or buy decision means when the company or the organization decides to make a particular product, whether by making a particular product it will be profitable for the business, or buying from outside it will be more profitable. So this decision will be taken with the help of marginal costing. Making means when the organization decides that by making in their own company the products will cost less price, then they will go for make decision. And if they think that by making the product in the company it is costing so much prices, then they will opt for buying the materials from outside in a cheaper rate so that the cost of the materials may decrease. Next is acceptance or rejection of bulk orders. The accepting or rejection of bulk order can be determined only after calculating the marginal cost of a particular product. So marginal costing helps us to understand or to calculate the marginal cost of a particular product, and on the basis of that only the acceptance, whether to accept that order or reject the order to buy in bulk. Bulk means at once only you are buying so many products, whether you should buy that product in bulk or whether you should reject that bulk product, it will depend on the cost which will be incurred after calculating the marginal cost. So marginal cost can be calculated with the help of marginal costing, and in detail this is given in your another unit. So we'll be discussing those things in your next units. And next is foreign order and the like. Now, whether to accept or reject the bulk order and the foreign order, whether you should export or import from the foreign countries, all these decisions will be taken only after calculating the marginal cost, which will be helpful, or which is used by calculating the marginal costing methods. This is based on the fixed cost, variable cost, and contribution. Now, what is fixed cost, variable cost, and contribution? These are the very, very important terms which you should understand. Fixed cost means those costs which do not vary with the production of output. And variable costs are those costs which keeps on changing with the volume or level of production. And contribution means how much sales you are having. Whenever there is a sales, minus all the variable cost gives you the contribution. Now, what is fixed cost example you can take? A fixed cost example can be the rent of an organization, the electricity bill of an organization. These are considered as fixed cost which does not change. Suppose you want to produce 100 quantities of soap in a manufacturing industry. So whether you are manufacturing 100 units or 1000 units, the rent will never change of the building, right? So that's why it is called a fixed cost. Now variable cost means those costs which are changing. Suppose now you want to produce 100 units of soap or 1000 units of soaps, the variable cost will change, because if you want to produce 100 units, you need to buy raw materials according to that level of production. And if you want to produce 1000 units of soaps, then again the raw materials quantity will differ, right? So these are changing according to the level of production. The variable cost changes according to the level of production, but fixed cost does not changes. And contribution, as I told you, contribution is the difference between the sales and the variable cost. Whatever sales amount you are getting for, means fixing for the product, whatever say in how much price you are going to sell that product, minus all these variable costs gives you the contribution. So marginal costs are helpful in fixing the price, in selecting the sales mix, raw materials uses, optimum use of raw material should be done, the decisions of making the product in the company or to buy the product, the decision can be helpful by the use of marginal costing, accepting or rejecting the bulk orders or to export and import from foreign. It will be, all the decisions will be based on the calculation of the marginal cost. Next is budgetary control. Now, under the budgetary control, it is mainly dealing with the future. Now, budgets, whenever we say budgets, we know that it is mainly dealing with the income and expenditure of the future. Now, future financial needs are estimated and arranged accordingly in an orderly basis in this budgetary control. So, budgetary control is also another chapter in your syllabus. So, this thing again we'll be discussing this thing in detail. And the budgetary control technique, future, mainly the future financial needs are estimated. Estimated means we plan it beforehand, how much income is going to be earned, how much expenditure we are going to bear in the company. So all these things are done under the budgetary control. It is used to control the financial performances of the business concern. Now, how the performance of the business are done, how the company is performing, it based on the financial performance of the business. Whether, because in budgetary control we are mainly talking about the financial needs, future financial needs, so we have to see according to the needs what how much we have estimated in the present for the future, whether we are able to perform it in that manner or not. So those things have to be considered in budgetary control. And if there is any kind of information, if there is any kind of difference will be there between the estimated orders and the financial performance in the future, then in that case proper decisions can be taken with the help of budgetary control. Next is analysis of financial statements. Analysis of financial statements, yesterday also I have explained to you about this. This is mainly for determining the financial condition of the business by estimating the future and the past informations, like the future earning, ability to pay the interest, debt maturity, and profitability of a sound dividend policy. Now, what is this sound dividend policy? Dividend policy means how much the company is going to pay profits to the shareholders of a company if there is any profit in the business. So this kind of analysis of financial statements helps the company or the organization to make decision regarding the earnings of a company, how much, whether they are earning profits or loss, whether they are able to pay interest if they have taken or if they have borrowed money from the outsiders, from the banks, whether they are able to pay it or not, whether there is sound working condition in the business or not, or and whether the shareholders are getting proper dividend means the profits, whether the shareholders get profits on timely basis or not. So all these things can be analyzed with the help of the analysis of financial statements. So the last slide, there is only 2 points, that is the historical cost accounting and revaluation of accounting. Now historical cost accounting is historical. By the term itself, we come to know that historical is the past information which is already available to the organization for the new generation when they are preparing the accounting records. So past information or past data helps the management or the organization to see whether the cost for each job, process, department are properly maintained or not, and whether it has been compared with the standard cost or not. Because whenever there is any kind of uh, difference is there, we have to know. How we will know that there is any kind of difference? Only when we know the standard cost of that product and we know the past record of those products. If we don't know the prices or the cost of the products in the past, how it has been occurred, it will be difficult to compare the real profit or losses. If the company is suffering, it will be difficult for comparison. So historical cost accounting, it helps the management to compare the financial informations whichever is available according to the standard cost, and it helps in cost control and future planning in the organization. Now how can you help, how can the organization get the future planning? If suppose in the past the prices was very low or the company was suffering certain losses, then in that case, in the next year they will try to control the defects which they have formed in the past, and they will try to correct those defects and then try to plan accordingly for the future. So that's why the historical cost accounting plays a very important role in understanding or in estimating the future of the organization. Next is the revaluation of accounting. Revaluation of accounting means we have to revalue the prices of the products which we are having, which are there in the organization. Now, what is it saying? Through this technique, the management accountant assures the maintenance and preservation of capital of the enterprise. Now, revaluation of assets and liabilities, you can say under revaluation accounting, assets are there and liabilities are there. What are assets of the company? Assets are those which can be easily, not easily, but can be sold in the market for resale purposes in the future if the company wants to liquidate, if the company want to close down the company, then in that case the assets and liabilities values need to be revalued. So in that case, the prices, the changes in the price of on the preparation of financial statement can also be shown. It brings into account the impact of changes in the price on the preparation of the financial statement. Impact of changes in the prices means whenever there is any kind of difference will be there. Let's say now in 2012, just as an example, in 2012 you have purchased one assets example, you have purchased a land, not land, let's say machinery. You have purchased one machinery worth rupees 5 lakh rupees. Now in that case, when you are recording that data, recording the transaction, you are putting the date as 2012 and then purchase of material or machinery at 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees, right? So but in the actual, when we come in the market price, let's say in 2013 the price of that machine has changed to 2 lakh 50,000. So there is a change between these 2 lakh and 2 lakh 50,000, right? So how it is impacting, how it is giving uh, affecting the financial statement. In preparing the financial statement, we have to revalue it then only we can understand the difference what is happening in the company. That is done with the help of revaluation of accounting. Revaluation of accounting, it is mainly done in the case of dissolution of a company, when the company is trying to close down or wind up the company, then in that case revaluation of accountings are done. But in case of management accounting also, this revaluation of accounting tool helps the managers to understand the why the changes has taken place and how to prepare the financial statement in the future. So these were all the uh, tools and techniques of management accounting. There are altogether 14 points, and all the 14 points we have explained. I have explained to you. Hope it is clear. And if you have any comment, any questions, then you can ask me in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, then you please click on like button. Thank you.